Ancient Egypt between stone, soul, and eternity. Now, I wondered why the ancient Egyptians built so much for something they knew they'd never live to see finished. They carved stone not just for beauty, but for eternity. To them, life wasn't a line from birth to death. It was a circle, a sacred journey toward immortality. Along the banks of the Nile, under the same golden sun that still warms our skin today, they lived in harmony with time itself. Every sunrise was a promise of rebirth. Every sunset a reminder that even endings were only beginnings in disguise. They believed the world was not merely physical, it was a reflection of divine order. In every grain of sand, in every ripple of the Nile, they saw the breath of the gods. The farmer ploughing his field, the artisan carving a statue, the scribe etching stories into stone, all were part of the same eternal rhythm. For them, existence was not about domination, but balance. They called it Ma'at, truth, justice, and harmony. It was the invisible law that kept both heaven and earth in motion. A good life, they believed, was not measured by gold or power, but by the weight of the heart. When death came, one would stand before the gods in the Hall of Two Truths. There, the heart would be placed on a scale against the feather of Ma'at. If the heart was lighter, the soul could cross into eternity. But if heavy, burdened with deceit or cruelty, it would be devoured by Ammit, the eater of hearts. In every ritual of death, they were reminding themselves how to live. Look closely at their temples, at the hieroglyphs that dance across stone walls. Those symbols were more than words. They were living prayers, a sacred bridge between humans and gods. Every line, every curve carried energy, a song carved in stone meant to echo through eternity. And that's why even after thousands of years, they still speak to us, not in sound, but in spirit. When you stand before the Great Pyramid, you feel it, that silent pulse of something greater. It isn't just a tomb, it's a statement, a reminder that the human spirit, when guided by faith and purpose, can touch the eternal. The stones themselves seem alive, whispering stories of kings and dreamers who believed that life and death were never truly separate. Even their gods reflected that belief. Ra, the sun god, dying each night only to rise again. Osiris, lord of the underworld, teaching humanity that life is rebirth through transformation. And Isis, the mother goddess, embodying compassion, magic, and the power of love that transcends death itself. But perhaps what makes ancient Egypt so extraordinary is not just the monuments or the myths, but the wisdom hidden beneath them, the quiet message that still speaks across millennia, that we are all builders of something greater than ourselves. They built with stone, we build with ideas. They carve prayers, we write dreams. Yet the desire is the same, to leave behind something that endures. In our fast digital age, their voices still reach us through the desert winds. Do not live only for today. Live so that your life becomes a monument, not of stone, but of meaning. Because maybe that was the real secret of ancient Egypt. Not in the gold of the pharaohs, not in the size of their pyramids, but in their courage to believe that the soul never dies and that every act of creation, every word, every breath is a step toward eternity.